This week, I've got a beer from Goose Island. I've been a fan of their brews for a while, but I wasn't actually aware that they've been doing some artisanal brews, stuff that's designed to be bottle aged and actually still has live yeast cultures in it. They've been doing this for at least a couple of years, as this PePe Nero, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, was actually brewed back on March 21st of 2013. So I don't do a whole lot of research into a lot of the craft breweries. I mean, I get some email updates and some Facebook updates from some of the bigger ones, and some of the more well-known ones, and even some of my favorites. But for the most part, what I like to do is just kind of wander around the beer store and see what catches my eye, because it's kind of the thrill of the hunt is half the experience for me. So anyway, I happened across this and a couple of their other bottle conditioned brews the other day, and this one just happens to be the only one left this weekend, so this is what we're doing. Now, as with any of these ones that still contain the live yeast, there's going to be a sediment at the bottom, so you want to pour somewhat slowly, and you want to be really careful not to kick it at the end and disturb that live yeast. A lot of people like a big gulp of the live yeast, and they don't mind that taste, but for me, it just kind of spoils the overall experience, because all you're getting at the end is a mouthful of yeasty, yeah. So I'm going to try not to dislodge the clot at the bottom. Having a little trouble with the cap here, rather than making you watch me sit here trying to peel the foil off for the next half hour, I'm just going to pull the bottle cap right out from underneath of it. I mean, Nero, well, it can imply a couple of things. It can imply a Roman connection to Nero, or it can actually imply a darker beer, and I think that's the case here. Just looking at what we're working with. Very nice and dark. It almost has a lighter head, though. It's kind of hanging around for a while, but if you look at the texture and the size of the bubbles, it's more effervescent and less foamy than I would expect from one of these darker beers. So I'm wondering what's going on there. Maybe a side effect of the live yeast. Detecting a slight bit of hoppy bitterness. Mostly a malty aroma, though. There's not a lot specifically coming through. And that may be partly because of the thicker head, but it's gone down now, and I'm still not getting a whole lot in terms of aroma here. That effervescence I noted in the head is really evident as it kind of rolls off the tongue and down your throat. It feels very light and airy. I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's almost like a dual layer effect, because I'm getting a pretty heavy, satisfying mouthfeel and a good swallow off of it, but then I'm also getting this light airiness that follows it up. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Texture-wise, it's pretty good. Taste-wise, it's kind of what I've come to expect from Goose Island's normal offerings, which is a very drinkable beer, but nothing that really blows me away. I mean, it stands out as being a very good beer, very, like I said, drinkable, very smooth. And I'm starting to get some chocolatey notes now, after drinking, a few swallows and getting the aftertaste. But overall, just a very solid, very good beer. but nothing that really stands out or blows me away. Still better than your average beer. I would rate this one at a 3.5 out of 5, which is pretty much in line with most of what I get from Goose Island. I mean, they're good enough to get served at Fenway Park with their Honkers Ale. Any one of them that I've tried has been really along the same lines. Nothing that's going to blow you away, but or stand out or really impress you, but a very solid line of beers, and never a disappointing purchase. I mean, it's always, like I said, better than average. Um, I'm not really able to classify a particular style to this. I mean, it's a darker beer. They don't list any particular style on the bottle, and I would almost think maybe a brown ale, but I'd have to look it up. That's just a guess off the cuff. It's good. It's very good. It's worth checking out, just like anything from Goose Island is, and you know, it's interesting texture wise. So something unique for me there. I haven't really had anything that comes in heavy and thick in the mouthfeel, but then after the swallow, kind of comes up light, airy, and effervescent. So it, even texture-wise, it's worth checking out just for that experience alone. Enjoy it.